than this right now.
That's helpful.
That actually is
This-
helpful, and it's what they've been
I-
looking at is the checklist.
Can I
so
see
it's-
this?
That's the student version.
Yeah.
It still covers the TEKS. It's based from here, but I think especially for a first heavy piece, yes, familiarize yourself with this, but that can be overwhelming and you would spend your entire, like it's really only 2 TEKS, but it's all that
It's a lot of text.
writing,
Yeah.
to be the difference. And the biggest bang for your buck is going to be the second, which is, I think you did this as a 1-pager, the elaboration and craft.
Right.
Cause if,
I mean, I do like doing that because it is what I told them. This is what I'm looking
That's
at.
fine.
This is what I'm grading. The rubric isn't based entirely on this checklist, and which is
and these are all your mini lessons.
yeah. So cool. I can also create a digital version.
If
That's right.
that makes you happy, cause then that would be, so, you could also,
Yeah.
sorry, brain fart. What I used to do when my hair was big and my butt was small, young teacher, I would highlight. I had one for each kid.
Yeah.
You could do it digitally, I would highlight, because it's holistic scoring, so it's like overall. You know, it's kind of like a court case where it's like if it's civil, it's 50% plus one way, whereas like a murder case, it has to be like 100%, like without doubt. So this is more like, okay, 51%
Okay.
for the score. Always,
So,
like
yeah.
Paloma says, always give them the benefit of the doubt. So the biggest places you're not gonna struggle between a 2 and a 3.
Yeah.
A 1 is
I
obvious.
see. Yeah.
It's, they make an attempt, but it's low level. The biggest place you're gonna struggle is the 3 to the 4.
What's a 3 and what's a 4? Sure. And
This doesn't have the numbers on it, so that's why you wanna refer back to that.
Right.
Yeah. So it's the same scale we've been using before. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's just what qualifies. How technical did you get with this? Because when I do rubrics, sometimes I'll do things like I'll have the structure would be out of 4, and then the development would be out of 4, and conventions would be out of 4, and then I round up to a 12, do the math, break it down to a 4 again. I get complicated. Do you just kind of?
I wouldn't wanna do that for 150 kids.
Yeah, no, I don't want to do it either.
It's,
So like
again, holistic, like,
yeah.
the majority, and if you're more precise than I am,
Yeah.
and if you're comfortable with eyeballing it, and
if I'm doing
give them the benefit of the doubt.
checks, that makes it really easy. Cause
Yeah.
then, like you've hit this many of the checks. You're
Yeah.
more this than that. Therefore, you're a 3. That way, I'm not doing like 3.5 or 3.25 or.
I do that, I'm not gonna lie, because
Okay.
of the jump between.
In the really hard ones. I
A
might
2
do
to a
that.
2 to a
Yeah.
3, that's a 20-point jump. But it is
I
also,
know.
it is a.
Yeah, I don't mind like a 2.5 or a
It-
2.7.
Or a 3 minus, cause a 2.5 is a 75, but a 3 minus is like an 80, 85.
Oh, okay.
That's where it becomes subjective. And that's why I say this is important.
Yeah.
You don't have to use this word for word to grade, but when you're, maybe not look at this unless you're in that middle space.
I mean, I imagine the best thing to do would be like your first few, look at that.
Yes.
Just so you got the sense of it, and so you're clear on like what's a 3 and a 4.
And a
really
sanity
difficult
check, what we used to
Yeah.
do in 8th grade, is, you know, today we just got them and we're so sick of these
Yeah.
papers. But when we come back after the break, the ones you had a question on, sanity check. So like what we used to do is we would read them out loud, and then
Yeah.
Star and I or Kaylee and Star would say, this is what I would give it and this is why. And 9 times out of 10, you are right there in the ballpark, but you're just wanting somebody to confirm what you already knew.
Yeah.
And so we can definitely do that once we've had a chance to look at them.
Yeah.
And like hold off on some of them.
I think
Good
that's
morning,
great.
teachers.
That might
At this
help.
time,
And
please take
I
attendance
told
in
my
the
kids I'm gonna
school.
look at
Thank
their notebooks
you.
first. I've been doing that now. And then I'm gonna start reading their essays so that I don't read like a totally new, different essay.
Okay. Okay.
And this is the same thing that's in the resources, right?
Yes.
Okay, I thought so.
And they did use the 6th grade one for the on-demand.
Mhm.
You might even have it now. Are you doing on-demand for 8th grade?
Yes.
So you're probably using the 7th grade scale for the on-demand for 8th grade. What's your next unit? Is it argument? Oh, okay, so
Argument and research.
I love that one. I love the whole thing about the squirt fish.
The what?
The mentor text is
Oh.
really good. It's really good.
Yeah, they're finishing that up today. They're on-demand writing.
well, I just wanted you to feel comfortable with this and not feel overwhelmed or feel like you want to cry or.
The checklist makes me feel better. I like that. And if we're doing it overall rather than because I can get really particular, so I'd rather have it be.
And you can get lost in the weeds.
Right.
But
Okay.
I love that, and Paloma said it wasn't me. Always give them the benefit of the doubt.
Oh, okay.
So like if you're really not sure on that 3 or 4,
Yep.
then give them the benefit of the doubt, or say, or a 1 or a 2.
Yeah, well, it's
Like if you're
a 1
really
is
not
pretty obvious.
sure.
And the difference between a 3 and a 4 is like you have no questions. There's no
Okay.
places where they could have done improvement. I mean, a 4 is perfection.
Okay.
Cool.
So.
Yeah, sometimes like you said, it's on things like between that 2 and a 3, because it is a 20-point jump. Is it okay to give them an 80?
Yes.
In between.
That's what I said. A
Okay,
2
'cause
plus
I
is an 80,
I do.
or a 3 minus is
Yeah.
an 80.
Yeah. You don't want all your kids to have 70s or 90s.
No,
That
it
feels-
gives you
yeah.
that
It's like,
wiggle room.
because they're not barely passing with a 70, but they're also not at an A. They are, it feels in between.
And if that's
When I
one
look
you're
at
struggling
this,
with, you know,
we can
hang
talk
on to
about
it. Yeah, because I'm gonna put mine in my hard copy notebook, grade book. I'm not gonna put them in the real grade book.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm gonna be in the same bucket. Just because somebody wrote a big long paper doesn't mean they get a 4.
Yeah.
You know, and that's the case for a lot of the advanced kids, because it has a tendency to be like, now it's over here, now it's over here, now.
I know.
They just kept adding stuff. Yeah.
And I have to admit, I have some that it is nothing but dialogue.
Really.
So to me, that is craft. It is one craft move versus a variety of craft moves. So even if it's a great story,
Mm.
just off the top of my head, the highest they're gonna be able to get is a 90.
Okay.
I
That's
know,
good enough.
I've got a couple girls who have written a lot. I mean, they've got an idea, they're going with it, and I'm like, okay, like, if, I'm proud that y'all are writing a lot, but you need to make sure there's not too much just filler. You
Yeah.
know, it needs to be
Yeah.
intentional.
I'd rather
So,
have 2 strong pages than 3.
and I think that's what I'll be looking out for them, especially. Like, we'll see how.
Did y'all have a lot of kids who towards the end of the process totally started to second guess themselves?
Yes. I had one girl, she restarted her story like 3 or 4 times. Whenever I'd be like, can I help you with it? She'd go, no.
Aw.
And do the whole, like, she'd hide it. And then, so I don't know what she's turning in, if she's turning anything in. She just keeps freaking out. So, yeah.
And it
Aw.
sounds like we were able to get the kids who were off genre back on track.
Yes, they had to do some tricks to make it work. I believe, except for DL, who we've talked about.
He worked yesterday.
Yeah, well, he's been
Okay.
working. I don't think he's on genre, but I had to look a little closer. But I think
I think he was trying to get it back on track because
was it okay?
he had this thing where the anthropologist discovered the dinosaur
Oh,
remains. So
okay.
I think he's bringing it back.
Okay.
Now, DT, one of we all know and love, had done Civil War.
Okay.
And then when I suggested the different ways you could bring it back, he said that those were too obvious and he refused to do that. So he chose to not. And I'm like,
Oh yeah, him. Yeah.
so that was kind of like, and he's like, it's all a dream, it's so obvious. I'm like, I know, but it will work.
Yeah.
It's like, that's
I had,
fine.
one kid, he had put dinosaurs in as well, and his solution was at the end, the character dies, and then the guy throws down his controller, and
I love it.
yeah, and then he like has an argument with his friend who played video games.
I think
That's
that
cool.
And I thought that was really clever.
I think the ROM genre ended up being a happy accident because it freaked me out, and I apologize for freaking out, but like their ability or their
Yeah.
willingness to be like, oh, except for my one friend, but your kids, their
Yeah.
willingness to make it work was awesome.
I realized another kid, when I did the reminder, I hadn't realized that he was doing something supernatural. He had like a werewolf in his story. And so he goes, all right, Mr. Smart, I think I changed it. I made it into a Halloween party. And like, I was like, okay, cool. And I think he reworked it to fit and just changed those
Yeah.
elements.
I love
of
it.
Then clever.
Did y'all feel like kids that ended it on cliffhanger?
Yes, and they
A lot
asked
of them
me
were asking,
that.
can we do that? Because like,
I
they were
know, me too.
struggling. Like some of them, I think, are trying to write a book at this point. So like, cliffhanger was the...
A couple kids asked me that yesterday.